What is hope? It is believing we can achieve what is possible. Our greatest hopes for our children are for their happiness, safety, and success. Hope itself is a powerful force that pushes children and families to strive for a better life. Mississippi Supreme Court Justice Dawn Beam is a key member of the Mississippi Commission on Children's Justice.
I can feel hope building in our state for a sense of unity and how we can move to the next level. We have so many great things that are already going on.
Hope is at the center of an effort that is underway to change our way of thinking as we work to improve the lives of children and families, especially those who struggle in poverty. Taylor Cheeseman is with the Mississippi Department of Child Protection Services.
As you know, we have a continuing effort with the Commission on Children's Justice to rethink how we respond to child maltreatment in the state. And one of the things that's very quickly become a focus for us in the past few months is specifically rethinking how we respond to allegations of neglect that are really matters of poverty, that are not a willful or malicious act on the part of a parent, but simply a parent who's struggling, who's doing their best, but for one reason or another, struggles to provide adequate care to their child. And the unfortunate reality that I know all of you know is that our primary response for that today is still an investigatory one. It is essentially a police response. It is the state of Mississippi exercising its power over a family to coerce change. And it's not right. It's simply just not the right way to respond to a family who's doing their best, but is simply.
Providing hope is an essential part of nurturing families and children toward improving their lives. Dr. Chan Hillman is a professor of social work at the University of Oklahoma and director of the Hope Research Center. His research focuses on hope as a psychological strength in helping children and adults overcome trauma and adversity. Dr. Hillman is working with the Commission on Children's Justice to instill hope as a way of thinking.
This is our definition. We treat hope as a way of thinking. And the reason this is so important to consider hope as a way of thinking is because it can be taught. It is something we can teach to both children and adults. But hope is the belief that the future will be better than today and that I have the power to make it so. Now, if we stopped on the definition of hope is the belief the future will be better than today, that is optimism. The difference between optimism and hope is the last part of the definition, that you have the power to make it so. Hope is about taking action to pursue the future. So, as a psychologist, I was trained to really have a pretty decent understanding of what's wrong with you. The way in which I was trained, again, as a psychologist, but in my professional career, is to focus on the deficits that individuals experience so that if we can reduce what's wrong with you, that is how we typically treat well-being. The simplicity of hope, to me, is where a lot of this power lies. It's grounded in three simple ideas: goals, pathways, and willpower. First is the idea that each and every one of us, from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to bed, you are pursuing goals in your life, whether in the short term or long term, but we are goal driven. Now, the idea with hope is whether or not you have the ability to identify the roadmaps or the pathways of how to pursue and achieve those goals. That is pathways thinking. Pathways thinking also includes this idea that I can begin to imagine the barriers that I might experience and begin the problem-solving process. So that is what we mean by pathways thinking. And then the final component is willpower. Willpower is the mental energy that we have to dedicate to those pathway pursuits. It is the motivation piece of hope. Goals, pathways, and willpower.
The Mississippi Commission on Children's Justice is leading efforts to create a culture of hope within the people and agencies that care for our children and families. Our schools, healthcare providers, social services, and courts are all those who nurture our children and need to provide and inspire hope.